Hello everybody, Von Rich here with another Vinyl Finds. A spectacular one and a record that really surprised me. I got 3 records that I ordered online and the other ones I just picked up Saturday at Going Underground Records. And I'm going to start off with an album that I was surprised at how much I like it. It's Welcome to Venice. This is an album that Mike Muir put out, the singer of Suicidal Tendencies. He released this in between the first Suicidal Tendencies album and the second. I don't remember when this came out, and man, I wish I would have bought it. You can't find, it's on my Discogs want list, and it pops up once in a while, usually in over $100. And that's not in good shape. But yeah, Thumpfinger, he has a YouTube channel. He hasn't been making videos because he's busy with life. He told me about this, and I bought it off of eBay, and I think it may still be available. And for anybody that likes that Venice sound, I highly recommend you picking it up, because it could be a bootleg. I don't know if this is a legit. I don't really know, but it sounds great, and it's really good packaging. It starts off with a Suicidal Tendencies song, Look Up, The Boys Are Back. Really good song. And then you got 2 Beowulf songs that are, I think, excellent, man. And it's like this album, it's a perfect mesh of metal and punk rock, hardcore together, man. Really well done. And then Los Psychos, their song, It's Not Easy, almost a 6-minute song. It starts out kind of slow, kind of like a traditional type of heavy metal song, but then it builds up steam. It is a long song, though. And then the side ends with another Beowulf, which is a bonus track, My Life Alcohol. And it sounds like a demo, and it's the weakest song on the side, and you can tell it's not up to par with the others. Now, side 2 starts off with 2 songs by No Mercy, and then you got 3 songs by XL, and then you got 2 bonus tracks by No Mercy. Now, the first 2 tracks by No Mercy, they're both over 4 minutes. One's almost 5. They're fantastic, man. They have this sound. It's like a wall of noise, of distortion that some of the other ones don't have. And you get these noodlings of, guitars coming in and out. But man, back behind it all is this, it's like a constant, and it's fantastic. They may be my 2 favorite songs on the album, man. But the 3 songs that follow by XL are really good too. They're short, more typical. And then the last 2 by No Mercy, again, are bonus tracks. They don't sound as good as the songs before. They could have done without the bonus tracks, actually. But the No Mercy ones are better than the Beowulf one. And this is what the album looks like. Welcome to Venice. I don't know if I said that. And it comes with this very cool insert. A list of the bands right here and the songs. Very cool, man. Highly recommend it. Go check it out on eBay. Now, this next album is another punk album that is very hard to get. I remember seeing this one. And you can't find this for under $100. So I'm glad it finally got reissued. And it's Tales of Terror. Now, I just got this one. It came in last Saturday, right before the Doctor and the Kid live stream. So I hadn't heard it. I've only listened to it once, and I think that was on 2 days ago. And I'm kind of blown away by this, and how good this is. You can see how this influenced like Nirvana and those grunge bands. But this is more than grunge. it also has some of that sleaze rock sound that came out in the late 80s, you know? I don't know if you, the glam, but it's got some of those hooks, you know? And it's a kind of mixture of the two. And it's absolutely fantastic, dude. Just great. It starts off with the song Hound Dog. Now, I had heard that song on Rodney on the Rock would play that. It may be the weakest song in the album, you know? But yeah, fantastic. Now, apparently one of the dudes from the band was murdered because he was walking home and some jocks drove by in a pickup truck and they yelled at him. He yelled back. One of the jocks jumped out of the truck, hit him. He fell, struck his head, and passed away. Died. And Sacramento, it's not a little city, but it's not a major metropolitan area. And so, you know, these small, large cities, the punk scenes were usually tight-knit. And that put a damper in the Sacramento punk scene. It came with this fucking poster. I don't know why I said that. A flyer with Circle Core. A Circle Core. This is what the sleeve looks like. That's a pretty cool shot right there. And it's on red vinyl. And it is silent. This pressing is fantastic. Highly recommend. Now the third one that I got, ordered online. I got this last year and I can't get my head around it. That's why I haven't talked about it. I don't really care for it. It's Aunt Sally. It's a Japanese post-punk band. I think this came out in 1979. It's supposedly a very seminal post-punk album. First released in 1979. Featuring legendary experimental singer Pew. And that's part of my problem. I don't really care for the vocals. Some of the music is kind of, sounds like lullabies and kind of weird twinkly twink keyboards. But look at that band, man. How, you know, that's a Japanese punk band that I want to like, you know. The labels are pretty plain if I remember right. Yeah. I'll give it a couple more spins, and if not, it's a goner, man. And I guess the first presses of this reissue came with a 7-inch that I haven't even played this because now the records I picked up at Going Underground. First one is another reissue. Now I've bought records at Going Underground twice this year. The first time I went in, this album had just come in. He had a stack of them. It's like, I'll get it later, you know. Saturday when I went, he had 2 left, so I better pick it up. Fantastic band. They're in that Conflict, kind of rudimentary Peni, maybe even Exploited, you know, that early 80s English punk rock. This, I believe, is their first album, The Subhumans. I don't think I said. The Day the Country Died. Fantastic album. I have their EP, 4 EPs on LP. I have that. I might like this better. I've only heard it a couple of times. And this also is on red vinyl, and it is silent. I mean, it's just quiet, in between songs even, you know. And now, I picked up 3 used records there. And one of these, the first one I'm going to show, it really kind of surprised me. I thought I had seen this record, but I thought it was a horrible sounding record. And the Vinyl Monkey, when he was talking about his 10 best records from the United States in 1977, he mentioned this record. He didn't include it, but he did mention it. And it's Kill City by Iggy Pop and James Williamson on Bomp Records. Now, Iggy Pop was famous for You know, when he would run out of drug money, he would take some tapes to Bomp Records. They would release them. He'd get paid, and then when he ran out of money, he would take some more tapes. And most of those albums are pretty bad. This one's really good sounding, and it may be my fourth favorite Iggy Pop album. It's not as good as the first Three Stooges. It's not as gritty either. You know, it's kind of, I was like, the first song, Kill City, when it first comes out, dun 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 dun, it sounds like a Bruce Springsteen, or not even Bruce Springsteen, like a, I don't know, one of those AOR bands that they played in the 80s, you know, on FM radio. So Your Love starts real slow with the sax. And it doesn't sound like an Iggy Pop song. But once they get going, they do, you know. The fourth song, I Got Nothing, it starts out with this, na 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 na, and it sounds like Bob Dylan knocking on heaven's door, you know, where they go la 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 la. It's like, what the heck? But it's great, man. Well, it's not great. It's good, very good. And I was very surprised at how much I like this. Some of the songs sound a little more muffled than others. Maybe it was like different sessions. But look at that clash of colors, man. Green vinyl with a pink and yellow label. But yeah, very surprised, and I really like this out. Really liked it, man. I don't like it as much as this used album, though. And I finally found a good copy of Hell by James Brown. I think this is the album that came out after Payback. Now, Payback has two great songs. The Payback and that Stone to the Bone. The rest of the album, I think it's kind of meandering, you know. It's just not that great. This, on the other hand, most of it is fantastic. It's got its wankers, you know. Side 2 seems to have most of them. But it starts off with Cold Blooded. The third song on side 1, My Thing. Saying It and Doing It. And then side 1 ends with Please, Please, Please. But it's a Latin kind of salsa tinged version. Fantastic. Side 3, I Can't Stand It, 1976. Really good long jam. And then it ends with Don't Tell a Lie About Me, and I Won't Tell the Truth About You, another great jam. And side 4 is a long version of Papa Don't Take No Mess. Just a fantastic album. And I think better than the Payback. And of course, it's on those labels. And last but not least is an album that I had never heard. I remember when it came out. I have the first one, and it's Hell Comes to Your House, Part 2. Now, the bands on here, back then, I didn't really care for as much as the bands that are on the Part 1. But I've only listened to it once. But upon listening to it, this may be a better album, actually. It starts off with the Joneses, 2 good songs by the Joneses. The Mau Mau's, 2 good songs by the Mau Mau's. The Cambridge Apostles, fantastic. And then you got Blood on the Saddle with 2 songs. Now, some of these songs are in that cow punk. I mean, actually, some of these bands started that cow punk, you know, Blood on the Saddle. Now, the first song on Blood on the Saddle, I believe it's sang by her. The second one's sung by a dude, and it's the weakest song in the album. Then side 2, you got Tex and the Horseheads. You got a song by the Minutemen. Then you got a couple of songs by Screaming Sirens. And then you got Lotus Lane and the Lame Flames. Just really good rockin'. Little bit of country tinge. But yeah, it's a really good rockin' album, man. And very cool labels. Much like the first. And yeah, I was actually blown away by this one too. It didn't surprise me as much as the Iggy Pop, because I thought the Iggy Pop was going to be a garbage. And then when I heard Vinyl Monkey talking about it, I go, well, I'm going to check it out. And I went to Going Underground Records and I thought, let me check. And they had a copy. Anyways, take care, everybody. Take care. This little piggy went to the market. Doesn't mean he went grocery shopping.